Hello everyone, welcome back to Trondheim for the conclusion of the men's and women's mass start event here in Norway. We've swapped the cross-country tracks for the ski jumping hill, the thin skis for the fat ones. The question is, who can build on their good work this morning? Well, we're about to find out, and we start with the women's competition, and keeping an eagle eye out and an analytical eye out, Manny Cooper, coach of Nordic Combined, former Great Britain athlete in this event as well, and it's going to be an interesting one, this one, Manny.
Katarina, best World Cup result yesterday with the first place here in Trondheim. What are your expectations for the jumping part of the mass start now?
Yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm expecting to bring my best jumps and not hoping too much, because then I want too much and it's not going.
Do you like the hill here?
Yeah, I like it.
Good luck, thank you.
Thank you.
92 metres in the trial jump. Manny, sorry, you were usurped by Katarina, but yeah, I was saying you're going to look forward to this, I think.
Oh, I definitely am, Richard, and we saw some great racing this morning. It's a long day for these athletes, a few hours break in between, but they do need that to rest up and get ready for the ski jumping part. But we saw some great racing, like I just said, men and women. And yeah, I'm not really going to say anything, because we have already seen today that some surprises do come.
Yeah, there have been some surprises. Gruber was excellent, fourth in the rankings, of course, 15th here after the cross country. And we heard, whilst we were waiting to go on air, from Masa Lizuka Brankovic, 16 years of age, debut this weekend, did well in the Alpine Cup. 8th place after the cross country, and yesterday the best Slovenian in 15th place. So we do have some up and coming athletes, as well as, of course, the old faithfuls like the likes of Hagen, the likes of Ambruster, the likes of Alexa Brabeck actually coming through as well.
No, definitely, and it's great to see the younger athletes coming up and coming through and getting this experience. I mean, with the mass start today, they could really push themselves to the limit on the cross-country skis, which is great to see. And then hopefully they will be able to show us some good jumps today. We do know that ski jumping is the weaker side of some of these athletes, but we wish them all the best.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. We're looking at the trial round, the practice round beforehand. Tara Gerety-Motes was up in the top 5 or 6. She jumped 75.5. Hannah Midsenstad, who was 5th after the cross country, 57 metres. So there will be some movement to and fro.
There will be some movement, and we do know that Hannah is a weaker jumper, but that is why the mass start's so great, because she does get her name in that top 5 after the cross country skiing, and she knows she has to work on the hill, so that's great.
And you've got to go all the way down to 16th place, and Minja Korhonen of Finland before there is a 10-point gap. Everyone else within 10 points, so it could all switch and change around. Hagen just under 5 points ahead of Marta Leinenlund. Alexa Brabeck is there or thereabouts as well. Hagen not far away. Ambruster down in 7th, but again within 10 points off the lead. So yeah, you wouldn't want to, like I think we said in the cross country, you wouldn't want to be a betting person today, because it's all a little bit unpredictable.
You really wouldn't. You would not want to be a betting person, not at all. And anything can happen. There will be lots of changes. Will Latte Ingrid be able to go over 100 metres again and go up a few places? But we'll see.
Well, we are off the normal hill. The K point is at 94 metres. That's where you'll get your 60 points. You'll get more or less if you're ahead or behind. The temperatures are perfect. We cannot complain. Trondheim, I think we said yesterday, it doesn't rain, there's not wind, it's just lovely. And this, as we said, the K point at 94, the normal hill, 102 metres. I don't think we're going to see anyone out jump the hill, but you never know. Up there are our judges, and they will be able to give marks out of 20. We'll discard the bottom and the top one. And that is where the other half of the marks come from. So it's not just getting down in a good distance. It is also about doing it in a certain amount of panache and style.
That is correct, and especially today, every single point is going to count to either keep your place or get better. So anything can happen. That's the great thing about this mass start. We saw some great racing earlier on, and hopefully the athletes have rested up and are full of energy for this final competition day for the women. The men are later on and do have another race tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is how it's going to start, with gradually getting us underway, and then we get to the serious end. In the trial jump, Lata with 95 metres, she's a little way down, but a really good jump here, and she has been dominant on the ski jumping side of it this weekend, and she could be up in contention. Gruber 92 metres, Hagen 89, Ambruster 87. They'll be looking to improve on that. They want to get through the 100-metre mark. We will see if that is possible.
They definitely do. They're Gruber just walking up to the ski lift, and I think Gruber's definitely an athlete we should keep an eye on the ski jumping hill today. She's not that far behind, and we do know she's a very strong jumper. She likes this hill, she said in the interview we just saw before then, so that would be interesting.
Just under 39 seconds behind Hagen when it came to the cross country, and that means just under 10 points behind. We'll see. We'll see where that green line is.
So Jan Rune, another fantastic, beautiful day. Conditions are good. Looks like there's also no wind today. Spectators are coming in. We are ready to start down here. How are you doing?
At the moment we are ready. Looks good. So everything runs normal. Last trial jump is on the way out, so we are ready for a good event. And after recording the result, it should be very exciting.
Yes. Have fun. Keep it safe. Enjoy.
Not necessarily in that order. Keep it safe, but have fun, says our race director. And the fans have stayed around. They've had a smorgasbord of action, not just Nordic Combined, but the cross-country action this weekend as well. And many nations are represented here, not only in the stands, but of course in the competition. 11 countries, a few less than the men, who we'll see a little later on. I think it's 13 there. And we're almost ready to go. It will be Ingrid Grasley who will get us underway. Her debut weekend of action in the World Cup. The 16-year-old, 33rd yesterday. And that wasn't a bad effort, was it? And something that shows that the talent production line from Norway continues to roll.
No, exactly, and it's great that the young athletes, I can't say it enough, get to come to these World Cup events and get to start. Of course, they're not in the top 10, they're not in the top 5, but they're there, and then they can, well, get the experience. We are going from gate 29, so this is probably one of the highest we've actually gone from. 27 it was yesterday in the competition round. The higher the gate is, the more in-run they have and the quicker they are, which then obviously does help you fly further.
Time to get underway then, as we look to see who will take the top step of the podium. Grasley gets us underway. And that's a very steady jump from the teenager. It's not going to set the world alight, but it's your first World Cup weekend.
It's your first World Cup weekend, and generally speaking, this is a very clean and good jump from the young Norwegian athlete. She just needs more jumps. She needs more experience, more jumps, and then she'll be on the top.
Absolutely not. Telemark landing, sat down a little bit. Judges down in the 12.5s and 13s. That will improve as well, but she can say, I have a World Cup weekend under my belt. Here's someone who's on her 8th World Cup start, Jolana Radilova of Czechia. Again, a little Grasley before her, getting it down safely, only 70.5 metres. That is about 60 metres more though than we saw from the Norwegian.
Yes, and also a big improvement from her, which we would like to see, which we are expecting to see further jumps when they are going up with that gate on the in-run Very solid, nice telemark landing. She's smiling, and a great first World Cup weekend.
Well, as the athletes head up, we've already got some perhaps contenders at the top. Ingrid Latta, we know how good she's been. She has topped the ski jumping efforts all through this weekend. That's why she's got the blue bib for the best jumper. And can she put herself into contention here? I would say yes. You could hear the roar from the crowd. 93 metres for Latta, a little less than she had in the trial round, but certainly up there.
Certainly up there. I don't know though if that will be enough for the actual lead and to take over. She will be in the lead for a while now, I suspect, but she wasn't over that 100, and the coaches are happy and very nice. Yeah, she's not too sure. She knows that she could jump further. We have seen a 100-meter jump from her this weekend, but very good competition weekend from her, and we'll see how long she stays at the top for.
You could see, almost feel the extra lift she was getting. 100 metres plus would have really put her in contention. Anyway, Anna Sofia Gredler is coming up, but let's see how we do here. This is Gredler. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. 76.5 metres. Very good and stable. Lovely flight position. The judges will also like that. Obviously must have seen something what they're not quite so happy with. 14.5 I'm seeing. Yeah, a bit of a cheated telemark there. Landed both feet next to each other and then she put the other ski in front. You do want to be making sure you are going into the landing with one foot in front of the other. German girls all packed up.
Gredler was 18th yesterday, perhaps not today. Romain Board has given herself a bit of work to do. And again, it's a solid, without being a spectacular jump. 75.5 metres.
Yeah, a solid jump. Again, another athlete which needs to get some more jumps underneath her belt that she can do jumps which are 5 to 10 metres further. Generally speaking, it's a very clean and stable jump. But yeah.
Just lacks a little bit of star power, doesn't it? But I'm sure it'll come for her. Here's the person who is, you've got to get the change of clothes first and then you can sit on the stool. Here's Teja Pevic of Slovenia, squeaked into the top 20 yesterday. That's a little better from the Slovenian, a step up in terms of distance. Latta accepted at 85 metres.
What a nice jump that was. That was a very clean jump, straight away in a lovely flight positioning, and then concentrating on that telemark landing with a beautiful stride into that landing zone.
Tell you what, they're a tough crowd, the judges, aren't they? 15s and 15.5s from them. Into second place though by quite some distance, and also quite some distance behind Latta as well. Marlena Slamek, our first Austrian on the in-run. Oh, that's okay. Surely she's going to be happy with that. The coaches certainly are. Big smile there. 90.5 metres from the Austrian.
The coaches are smiling, and hopefully Anna-Lena will also be smiling, because that was a lot. That was a completely different jump than that we saw yesterday from her, and that should really bring her up in the rankings. So hopefully she should be happy with that, and a good last competition day.
Slips into second place, the woman from Innsbruck. Italy now, Greta Pinzani. The Italians are excellent cross-country wise with the men. Perhaps a bit more work to do on the women's side. well short of that all-important green line. I think you were saying, Manny, that as a jumper you don't really see that. You're just concentrating on your jump. It's 71.5 metres, so a little modest.
Yeah, a little bit late on that takeoff there. That will have costed her 5 to 10 metres during the flight. And yeah, stuck the landing. Good job. Tick on the weekend, and yeah, there you go.
Into sixth for the for the athlete. And then Ronja Low of Germany. A bit of work to do here. Well, that looked good for the moment. She came off the table, launched herself. Certainly better than the green line. Let's see where that puts her. 85.5, one of the better jumps that we've seen so far.
Yeah, she definitely launched herself, but then she couldn't get into the correct flight position that she probably would have wanted. She was a bit behind the skis, and she wasn't the boss of those skis. That's definitely something she'll go and work on in these next few weeks before the next World Cup.
So many moving parts, so to speak, to get your jump right. It's all got to come together regularly. That's quite a difficult thing to do. What about Hette Hervenen? Can she do something here? The Finn. Oh, she held on to that one for as long as she possibly could. 94.5 metres. Excellent from the teenager, from the Lahti Ski Club.
And what a beautiful jump that was as well. Straight away into that lovely flight position, upper body over the skis, hands by the side. Hopefully the judges are a bit nicer. Yeah, seeing a 16.5. That's what we would like to see. And she does take the lead. Look at that.
Into first place by 5 points or so from Ingrid Later, who will have to keep her fingers crossed that not too many people do that. Marion Vos-Vincent next up from France. He's a little after the lawnmower show after Hervenen's jump. 75 metres.
Yeah, 75 metres. This is exactly what we're talking about, that some of these athletes do just need more experience on the ski jumping hill, but are really strong on the cross-country skis, which this French athlete was. And she knows she just has to improve on this ski jumping hill, and yeah, but otherwise that's a very good weekend for her as well.
It's all a work in progress, unless you really are at the sharp end. And there's still work you can do. Nora Helen Evans of Norway with a bit of pointage to make up, just over 20. And well, gets it down, but doesn't get a lot of distance. And that's a little, will be a bit of a disappointment. 68.5 metres, not the shortest jump we've had, but very near it.
Yeah, and she found it a bit hard to get into that flight position. The arms were a bit unsure where they want to be, but she got it down. Nice landing, and yeah.
Well, there's two behind her. 10th out of 12 so far. It's one perhaps to forget about. Lucky 13 perhaps, Claudia Perker of Austria. You see that point disadvantage just coming down quite steeply now from athlete to athlete. Again, down a little short of where she would like to be, for sure. In the 60s, ooh, 66.5 metres.
66.5, way too late on that takeoff there. That would have really costed her the 10-50 metres, which she would have needed to probably go into the lead. What a shame. We do know that Claudia is a good ski jumper, but just wasn't her weekend on this hill, which is absolutely fine. She can tick it off, and then off she goes to the next weekend.
It's interesting, isn't it? You know, the showbiz bit is the in-run, the landing area, the outrun, but actually that table, that few metres where you launch yourself, is perhaps the most important. Anyway, let's see what Trini Gutfoot can do. The German on her way. She certainly got it right. That's a lovely jump. The coach is very happy.
That right. Yeah, she certainly did get that right. At 88 meters and a very clean jump. Lovely takeoff straight away into that aggressive flight position. And when you do get all those points correctly and all the points completely right, then you get a lovely jump like we just saw from Gutford.
Yeah, last year 13th and 14th. She may be in that region again. We'll wait and see how she ends up in the end. Night is falling pretty rapidly in Trondheim. This is how we're looking at the moment. Hirvonen from Lata, and then a bit of a gap. Goldfoot, Low, Slamik, Pavic. These are not going to be challenging in the top half of finished results, because we've got some excellent jumpers to come. Hirvonen, though, 94.5, will hope to be in the mix. She's still wrapped up, helmet on, not sitting in our winners' enclosure at the moment. Veronica Germuena of Italy, from the Carabinieri club. It's middling. We're not going to be ripping up trees with that jump. Coach will keep his counsel. 72 metres.
72 metres and a solid jump, but I think she's not getting on very well with this hill here. It is tricky. You do need to adapt to these different hills at these different venues, but still, maybe we'll get a smile from her. Oh, maybe not.
A grimace. When we get a bit of time, we will talk about this, because you'd think, wouldn't you, if you're not a jumper, that one hill's like another. It's not. Annika Malachinsky will tell you that. Oh, she likes this hill though. That's all right. That's not a bad jump at all. 84.5 metres.
Yeah, she definitely likes this hill. We did just say that the hills are different and the athletes have to adapt. Every single hill has its different rhythm. Some of them are very quick, some of them have a quick radius. She's happy with that, and so she should be with 84.5 metres.
Oh, she's a live wire.
Yeah, she is, isn't she? She really is. But that's great. Great to see.
Yep. Well, we saw her on Race Talk a couple of days ago now. Very, very interesting. She was very interesting as well. Can Tia Mavov give us something interesting here? It's not a bad jump, you know. Not a bad jump. Not got the coach jumping just yet. 79.5 metres.
These Slovenia girls, they are starting to come through. We do know that her teammate Emma is, we did say this yesterday, is currently in the cross-country business, but will be coming to Ramsau. That'll be great to see. So the whole Slovenian girls are all back together, but great to see that they're getting stronger and mixing up with the older, experienced athletes.
Joanna Kill had a decent cross-country, 17th. Got just over 10 points to make up, though, from our leader, Hagen. I don't think that jump's going to help her particularly. Bit of a poker face from the coach.
Yeah,
I can see why.
Yeah, obviously not getting that takeoff quite right. Lovely fly positioning, but just not so much pressure on that takeoff you would want to see.
Some come down, others are going up. Our leading pack back, including Natalie Ambrustad. Now then, Minja Korhonen, another youngster, 18 years of age. That's a lovely jump. She's had 2 podiums in her World Cup career, one last season, one the season before. We know she can do it, and it's a 90-metre jump.
A lovely clean jump from the Finnish athlete here. Arms lovely on the side. I hope the judges did see that. They are marking her a bit harshly, I do have to say, with 16 and 15.5. But she's getting a bit of a pro in the ski jumping area. Will this be enough to take the lead?
Keep an eye on the white, on the blue rather, and it is more than enough. And she can celebrate with that big smile of hers and go and watch the rest of this field. We're getting towards the sharp end. Here's Yuzuki Kainuma. That is another steady jump. We're starting to see the meterage extending as we get towards the end of this competition. 85 and a half.
85.5 meters, and that was a great jump from the Japanese athlete. Right into that flight position, upper body over the skis, and into that telemark landing. Very, very nice.
Judges, by their harsh standards, giving decent marks. Into 4th place goes the Japanese athlete.
Must be having a bit of a bad day, mustn't they? I mean, they've been very harsh today.
A little bit grumpy, the judges, I think it's fair to say.
maybe.
Here's Nina Brokar. Can she charm the judges with a wonderful jump here? And it's not going to set the world alight, but it is steady as you go. 78.5 meters. That's a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, the coach's face was just a bit disappointed then. I did think we were going to see another jump over 90 meters there, because it was a lovely height over the top of the hill, but and then, yeah, she did just lose it a bit during the end of the flight.
I'll talk about over 90 meters. Next up, Austria's Katharina Gruber. And she jumped 92 in the trial jump just half an hour, 3/4 an hour ago. And she's within 10 points of the leaders after the cross country. Oh, she got some wonderful lift. She kept it going, and her form continues. 97 meters, that'll do.
That will definitely do, and she had that height, she had the amazing pressure from the takeoff, and she just flew all the way down. The judges must have liked that jump.
Well, they're a bit sniffy, 16 and a half generally, but it'll do. It's enough to put her into the lead by quite some distance from Minja Korhonen. Question is it enough to protect when the others have a slight advantage from the cross country come down? Here's Lisa Herner of Austria. It's not bad, but you didn't quite get that sense of flying like you did from Gruber.
She's definitely not happy with that jump. A bit late on that takeoff, and then not really into that tension we would like to see in the air. And then a nice telemark landing, but not what she was probably hoping for. Maybe not her favourite of hill, but Ramsau is coming soon.
Our last Italian to head down, Daniela De Giorgi. Again, perhaps not quite where we, or she would want to be. Our green line is taking a little break, taking a little snooze, so we're going to have to, that makes it a bit more exciting, doesn't it? But that certainly is not going to be enough to bother the top, like I say, top 10. She's in 14th. 71 meters, disappointing for the Italian. wonderful arena. It is such a great complex, and this is how it looks at the moment. Gruber a long way ahead of Koronen, Hervonen. The two Finns are in second and third. Latte again jumping so well, and well, there will be some here who will be disappointed in how they jumped. The meterage down in the 70s, you're going to be struggling, aren't you? And if you're in the 60s, then you really are going to be struggling. Grassley, the Norwegian youngster, won't mind too much where she is. She's had a very good weekend, but this is our leader. This is a wonderful jump. Gruber, 97 meters, not bad for the judges either. 111.8 points at the moment. She's just struggling in. The bibs are always a little bit tricky, aren't they? Especially if you've got, there you go, you just need a lot of help from the officials.
Need a bit of help and then you're in there. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, the coloured bibs, I think we've got zips on them now because they do have to be put on or off quite quickly, but if it's your bib, not perhaps quite so. Anyway, wearing 25, the bib 25, Yuna Kasai of Japan. So good last season. Oh, and so good there as well. Our old friend, the green line, is back again, and 92 metres. Got to add in, of course, that advantage he has over those who've gone behind in terms of the points, and it's going to be there or thereabouts.
It will be there or thereabouts, but will it be enough for the first place? A lovely technical jump. Oh, not quite enough. Third place. We do have to remember that the points from the cross-country race will be added on or taken off from these ski jumping jumps. So, yeah, it's always quite hard for us to say, is that enough or is it not enough?
Yeah, it was only half a point behind Koronen, but half a point's half a point. Jenny Novak next then. A decent jump. She was struggling a bit just to keep it stable. It's 87.5. Oh, we'll have to wait and see.
Bit of a wobble at the bottom, but other than that, a very stable jump. Jenny is also a very experienced athlete, so she will know what to do, where she has to improve on. But yeah, still sniffing around in that top 10.
Well, she was 12th, wasn't she, yesterday, and it's going to be somewhere around there, you would have thought. That's Likuza Vrankovic of Slovenia. And heard from the 16-year-old making her debut this weekend, 15th yesterday. She has made a splash. Not short of where she needed to be. She's not happy with that at all by her young but high standards.
Exactly, young but high standards, well said. A very strong cross-country skier, but she just needs to get that bit more experience on the ski jumping hill, get those arms in by the side, and you will get better marks from the judges. Nice telemark landing, which is probably one of the hardest things on the jump. But yeah, just has to get more experience. It is the beginning of this season, so anything can happen.
7 to go, including this young athlete. And I say young, still a teenager, despite the fact she is our World Cup champion from last season, Natalie Ambruster. Oh, and that's another good jump. Goodness me, she's in decent form, isn't she?
It's almost like she never had a summer break, isn't it?
Well,
straight away. Well, no. I mean, it's almost like she's just gone straight through, but of course the athletes do have a bit of a break, but a lovely jump from Ambruster just shows what standard she is at.
93.5 metres, but it's not enough for the top spot. Second place it is. And we'll keep her in the hunt for that yellow bib. And we've got a couple of athletes, including this one. The best skier, Tara Garrity-Moats, had a very good cross-country. She is, however, struggling a little bit on the ski jumping section. We'll see how she goes here. That's all right. It was 76 and a half meters in the trial round, and she's improved on that, 80 and a half meters. So there is improvement.
It is improvement, exactly. I mean, that is the furthest jump she's actually done this whole weekend. She's always been kicking around the 60, 70 meters. And it does just show, when you jump and jump and jump, sometimes it does work out on the competition day. And yeah, it's 80.5 meters.
Well, not bothering the leaders, but a decent marks from the grudging judges. Into 15th she goes. Likewise with Hannah Missenstad is next. Again, she is very modest in the trial jump, so we'll see how she goes. But this is the nature of the mass start. You find yourself at the sharp end of the ski jumping. It's 57 meters in the trial jump. It's 58 and a half here. I don't think we need to tell her where the improvement needs to come from. She'll know well enough.
Exactly, she will know that, and that's what we were kind of expecting. Somebody who's jumped 60 meters one day will not be jumping 90 the next day unless something dramatically did go wrong. But we have got a disqualification due to a suit from the Slovenian athlete Tia, so that'll be a bit disappointing for her.
So from the 16-year-old to the slightly more experienced, I think it has to be said, Millie Marie Hagen. The two Hagen sisters had a very good time on the cross country. Can they celebrate together here? That's well short of where she needed to be.
That was well short where she would have to be, but it was a very good jump for her. She is lacking a bit of the experience on the ski jumping hill, but technically that was a very clean jump.
Got to have the power to go with the technique, haven't you? That's the thing. It's and then sometimes you power off the table and you lose all your technique because you're not really concentrating on it. Anyway, United States then. Alexa Brabeck, what a weekend she is having after that third place yesterday. Can she do something spectacular here? Oh, she flew nicely. Whether it's enough, not quite on that green line. 90 and a half meters. We'll see where that drops her into.
So I couldn't tell you where that would drop her into. We will see though in a second. It's great to see the amount of improvement which has been going on here on the cross-country skis and on the ski jumping hill from Alexa. And see where that brings her into third place.
Well,
Third place.
two to come.
So does this mean that Katarina Gruber might have, well, probably does actually have her first ever World Cup podium? Yeah, you get that smile on your face.
So Marta Leinenlund then, penultimate of our competitors here. He's quite a bit short of where she wanted to be. And again, it's all a little bit tense. We have to see how the calculations go. 86 meters. She'd have been looking to get into the 90s if she could.
She would have been, and it's almost like just that tiny bit of more pressure on that takeoff she would have needed just to get over that 90-95, which she probably would have had to have. Yeah, that's how it is. 10th place for her.
Yeah, she's had 2 podiums in her career. Last season, the season before, 3rd places. This is somebody who's had a few more. 18 World Cup victories, 33 podiums. Is she going to notch another one here? Well, it's a lovely jump. It's a little short of that green line, you know, and it's going to be a little bit of a wait before we know where she heads up into. She's happy enough with the jump she's had, 90 metres dead.
90 metres, she is happy. She's always happy, isn't she? But will it be enough? I couldn't tell you. Will it be enough? The judges 15.5.
I think the job has been done. Katharina Gruber may have something else to say. It's into second place. And Katharina Gruber not only has her first podium, she has her first win.
I mean, I'm not quite sure what to say right now. I mean, yeah, I hope nobody betted on this competition, because I would have not have thought that we would have this result. I mean, this is amazing. And for this youngster, I do believe she had her first World Cup start last season. And she's just come and showed everyone, hello, I am here, and I've just won my first World Cup. And we knew she was strong on the ski jumping hill today, and that's why the mass start is so great, that you do have the ski jumping after the cross country.
Only her 7th World Cup start, and well, she was 4th yesterday, knocking on the door, and she has knocked the door down, blown the door off, and she is able to celebrate Austria, able to celebrate a real emerging talent. Armbruster, well, it's the old crew behind her, Hagen and Armbruster, but how must that feel to see them jump and think, I am still top of the pile? Hagen is, well, steady and as predictable in a good way as always, putting in a good jump, fabulous on the cross country. But this was a wonderful jump. If you're going to jump 97 meters, you are in the mix.
You are definitely in the mix. We've seen all sorts of different jumps, haven't we? We really have, from 100 meters down to 60 meters, and you are definitely in the mix, and definitely today when you're jumping over the 97 meters.
Well, you may remember I said, would it be lucky 13? That's where she finished in the cross-country Gruber, and it was 38.8 seconds behind.